iFiber is a smart infrastructure provider. We focus on networks, and we've been really honored to do a ton of deployments across the nation over the last 5.5 years. The device in front of you is our modular smart platform, and I personally think it's the best culmination of what smart tech looks like today. If we kind of take a historical look at the evolution of smart technologies and what the outcomes focus on, it's all driven and focused around the network. Without the network, you cannot achieve these outcomes. You can install a server and a camera and a light fixture and whatever else you need at the edge, and you can do that at a single point solution at a single intersection or a single area, but you cannot commingle, correlate, or coordinate that data efficacy across a large smart city environment without a robust network. And that's the problem we solve. And then enabling the different multitude of outcomes that are necessary or possible around a network that has that type of capacity. And so as you see the screen populating in front of you, these are the outcomes that we have achieved today with that single device. So everything from just lighting up a park or a common area through 5G and private network deployments, broadband deployments for education, for public safety, traffic management. We have a whole suite of services and an entire application layer that runs over our network that's actually quantified and classified as the industry's first true mobile edge compute platform. And if you're not really familiar with mobile edge compute is the ability to activate any and all services that you need in real time to achieve these types of outcomes. Our architecture specializes on edge cloud, so we can connect infrastructure at the edge far away from fiber, up to 30 miles on a single wireless link, back to the cloud in less than 15 milliseconds. So we're not near real time, we are real time. And that's how we define and activate every single one of the outcomes that we see here on the screen in front of you. And so as we kind of talk about or move from theory to application, Canton, Ohio, NFL Hall of Fame city, is one of the greatest examples of what we do. All of the outcomes that you see on the screen in front of you are achieved and activated every day in Canton by their public safety and police department. We have to date helped recover over 700 stolen vehicles. We've been associated with solving over 15 homicides and over, I'd say at this point, 350 associated incidents that have successfully filed charges. We were instrumental in emergency communications and support through COVID, especially through some of the more intense protests that occurred downtown in Canton. Our automatic system-enabled AI was actually able to capture anomalies by pedestrian and vehicles in the right-of-way prior to a protest and alert PD so that they could proactively address the situation. NFL Hall of Fame, they had 13 different public safety departments that were needed to support that event. As you can imagine, the first NFL Hall of Fame in 2 years after COVID, there was a lot of capacity, a lot of people, a lot of excitement. And this was the solution that supported every single one of those outcomes and the entire safety and security for that entire NFL Hall of Fame event. And as we kind of move forward, we can do so much more than just public safety. We've done projects down south where we deliver broadband to the home for remote learning and education. Arlington County is a great use case. We deployed a private network for low-income digital inclusion areas and created this private network that was public facing so that 400 residents on our first pilot were able to connect and learn from home free of cost. Everything from, as we mentioned, Edge Cloud to cities like Las Vegas, where we won Best of CES, and I think is another great culmination or representation of what smart technology looks like. In the city of Las Vegas, this device here, our smart lamp that was on slide 1, was deployed, and it had two purposes. Its job was to connect during the daytime and protect at night. And that's really the foundation for our entire platform, connect and protect. And during normal business hours, 8 a.m. to 5, 6 p.m., when the sun was out and people are allowed to be in the park, The light had provided public access Wi-Fi and IoT sensor aggregation. In the evening, the Wi-Fi would actually turn off, and the LED lights, because this is a modular edge connected platform, would look for vehicle or ambulatory motion in the park, and it would automatically raise the color temperature and increase the brightness of the LED light. The lights will flash. That video was sent in real time to the marshals, and the PA speaker system that's associated with this light head actually put out an announcement that said, "You're in the park after hours, marshals have been alerted." We were able to decrease traffic and loitering in those parks upwards of 40% in the first month, and we were connecting on average about 1,400 users per day in those parks. So there's a couple of quick examples of what the technology can do, single piece of technology can do in a multitude of different environments. And I guess to bring it all together, our methodology is that we have a modular node. We can accommodate and work with any sensor because we have an open source architecture, API, and REST JSON messaging format. We will build you a private network based off this device that's wireless, LTE, or 5G capable. And to date, we can provide you with just about any outcome you ask for at a whopping total of 864 outcomes for transportation, public safety, education, telehealth, broadband to the home, and public access Wi-Fi. These are just a couple of the key items that cities and municipalities require today, right now through COVID. But we've really stretched the art of the possible. We've been part of the exercises down at Texas A&M, part of the exercises that SafeTech puts on, had the opportunity to showcase this technology for a multitude of different emergency response verticals, and really solidifies and proves the thesis that if your network is strong enough and you have a solid open source architecture, you can accommodate just about any need that your city has. And I think the proof is in the pudding. If you look at our partner network, this is a sampling of who we are most proud to be partnered with. Obviously, we have tons of other great partners, but they didn't make the slide. We're able to really aggregate and work well with the other players in the industry to create this single pane of glass, single network-driven solution that highlights just about any outcome that you see. And as you can see here on this final diagram, we've tried to summarize what we do cohesively on a single pane of glass with one device for your entire smart city ecosystem. And again, it's all based off of that single 5G or private network service.